Here is information about the Master Retriever. Yannick was a librarian by day, who by night avenges untorn books with her horse Tornado. When Don Austin does not return a book, she makes her mission to get it back. The Master Retriever. Yannick was in the backyard stacking books on a picnic table. She introduced herself as a librarian by a public library in Viejo, California. She explains to the viewer that can check out books in the library. She also mentions that if overdue and the person who checked it out does not return it, she disguises herself as the Master Retriever and takes the book back in time. She sings the song, The Master Retriever. The backyard transformed into a town of Viejo, California. Uniqua walks into a tin building of a local library. She opens the door and walks inside. She begins to stamp books at the library. When Tasha walks into a library with a stack of books, she returns that the Uniqua and starts saying, "I love the library." Library. After Uniqua complains her on time, returning her books right on time, Tasha asks where the book, the case of the climbing cat, asks where the book is located because she cannot find the infection second. Uniqua looks at her form saying, "What a book already, Velocious to Don Austin. The richest, the most important person in Viejo checked out the book last week." Unique was surprised when she finds out they're overdue. Why? Because why? She explains to Tasha where she happened until the conversation is interrupted by sound of Don Austin's carriage driving by. And Nicola rushes outside and tells him, tells him that the book is overdue. Causing accidentally, Don Austin is currently reading the book. Don Austin says they don't care if the book is overdue, and briefly tells Nicola that he will not return the book. He rides in the carriage back to his giant house. Nicola and Tasha begin to sing, "I'm going to get that book back." Nicola and Tasha walk back into a library, and Nicola discusses that she will get the book back. Tasha just suggests that the Master Retriever will get the book back. When Tasha walks behind a bookcase, and Nicola goes to her underground dressing area to dress as a Master Retriever. Don Austin's guards, Tyrone and Pablo, are standing in the gate just in front of Don Austin's house. Tyrone tells Pablo that instead of watching out of the library, they should watch out for the Master Retriever. Tyrone tells him that it's the masked guy who will always get overdue books back no matter how long it takes. Pablo goes to side of patrol as Tyrone walks around the house. The master retriever walks on a black station tornado to his house. He hides behind the corner and Paul tells Tornado that when he whistles, that will pick him up down Austin steady. The master retriever runs to the gate. When Tyrone's back is turned and enters the building, Tyrone hears the gate close and walks over into its sight of the black check mark. Tyrone immediately knows the master retriever has entered the building. The master retriever sneaked into Don Austin's study. As Pablo tells Don Austin about the master retriever, Don Austin tells Pablo that they don't care about master retriever. They're leaving for Mexico tonight. He calls Tyrone to tell him to set up on carriage. And when he enters the carriage, he will order Tyrone and Pablo to head for Mexico. Don Austin walks off. The master retriever overheard the conversation and whistled for Tornado so he can catch up the carriage. Tornado winds up in the window. The master retriever hops out of Tornado's saddle. And the horse set off. The camera turns to Don Austin. In the carriage, he looks out of the window. He spots the master retriever riding a Tornado. He yells to guards to make it turn the carriage go faster. Pablo and Tyrone do so. The master retriever jumps onto the two horses, stop the carriage from going anywhere. Don Austin grabbed his book and ran into the top of the floor of a small abandoned house. Don Austin resumes reading his book as the master retriever jumps from ledge to ledge. As it tries to get the book back, the master retriever enters the opening in the top floor and angrily approaches Don Austin. Don Austin is concerned and scared. He sadly admits that he's not finished the book. The master retriever pauses and does not threaten him. The master retriever asks him if his statement is true. And Don Austin explains to him that it's 20 pages long. That is only page 10. The master retriever tells him the only solution is to renew the book in the library. Don Austin asks her what that means, and Uniqua explains that the way is to have more time to read it. But the librarian will only renew that the library steps it, and they must hurry before the library closes. Don Austin blinks and says thank you, but realizes the master retriever is gone. He looks out the window and sees the master retriever waiting Tornado back to the library in the distance. Uniqua returns to the library and takes off the master retriever disguise. She tells Township that the book will probably be back today. Just as the sounds of horses interrupt the conversation, the guards open the door and announce that Don Austin will enter the library. Don Austin tells Uniqua that he wants to renew the book. Uniqua renews that the characters sing a happy ending. Uniqua asks Don Austin how he knew about renewing books. Don Austin answers her by asking, have you ever heard of the master retriever? Just then, Uniqua's stomach rumbles and invites everyone to her house for vegetable quesadillas. Yoko turns back into a backyard. They all sing the end song. They enter Uniqua's house. Uniqua opens the partially closed door and shouts, I am the master retriever. Librarian Uniqua, the master retriever. Guard Pablo, Guard Tyrone, Yoko Resident Tasha. Don Austin, the master retriever. I love the library. I'm going to get that book back. A happy ending.